Hello. Yes, this is my voice. We're doing a voice reveal. Before you click off, I want to try these commentaries to see if anyone's interested in actually listening to me talk. I don't have a script, so I'm probably going to stumble over words and think things through a little bit slowly. There'll be some ums. But I'm just thankful that you're watching the video, that you're here to just watch me drive. The channel's done amazing. I would never guess to do this well. Never intended it for it to go anywhere. I originally saw dash cam videos, and I thought I would have a camera because a lot of times I would see the at-fault driver would say that the victim driver is the one that caused the crash. So I had the dash cam, and I didn't have a computer at the time, so I had no way to store the files once I had recorded them. So I used YouTube as a way to upload it, because you can upload your videos there and then download it later. So at first, everything was privated, and I kept it that way just as storage, but I thought one day, why don't I just go ahead and try to make the public and see if it goes anywhere. So then, year and a half, well, maybe more of a year, you know, a couple of views here, 2, 3, 5, 10, something, you know, just happy to have that. But in the last month, it's just absolutely taken off. I mean, it's 322 subscribers as of my reading this and nearing 300,000 views. So I really want to thank all of you and anyone who's watching this video. It's amazing. I'm kind of almost awestruck at it. So today is Cinco de Mayo, so there's going to be a little bit more traffic out than normal. Hopefully we won't catch anything too out of the ordinary. That necessarily wouldn't be good. So it has been a lot of fun doing this dash cam stuff. At first it was, like I said, it was for just my own, but it's own, you know, storage, but it's been fun lately, taking drives specifically to things, seeing how people are reacting to it, liking it, disliking it. Some people just write mean comments for no reason, but you know, it's still, somebody watched it. It may have only been for a second or two, but they watched it, and that's kind of what's important. So I'm hoping in the future to do more drives that go longer. So instead of doing a commute type of video, I would like to go somewhere like out of the city or maybe the downtown area to just give a little bit of variation in the videos, because the same commute, I think you heard that engine, the same commute can be a little bit boring for people to watch the same over and over again. So as you saw with that light, we are fully in construction season. That is, we have 2 seasons here, winter and construction season. There's nothing in between. It's pretty rough because we have a lot of streets shut down, and then you try to take a detour, and then that's shut down on top of it. It's just not a whole lot of fun just trying to get to work. Normally my commute would be, I would say 10 to 15 minutes, but with construction it's hitting up to 25 minutes. And when you have to, you know, you work 4 days a week, which is how often I work, and then you take a half hour to drive with construction each way, so, you know, that's an extra 4 hours a week you're spending in traffic, and I know a lot of people take a lot longer than that. And I totally get that. I used to have a job where I had to drive a good ways to get there. But any little bit of time, you know, when you want to try to do driving as a commute is, you know, something you want to try to minimize as much as possible. So as you can see, we got some barrels here, got some construction barrels. It doesn't affect the way I use to go, what direction would that be? That would be northward. But it does affect the way when I go southbound, so it can get a little bit in the way. So as you can see, there's a little bit more traffic, a little bit more going on. I'm gonna take a cooler road to kind of make this video. you know, lights, you know, the street lights and everything. It's kind of expected what you see. It's very basic. So I'm going to take a road that's a little bit more rural, so it looks a little bit more interesting for you. There's a lot of deer on this road, so that's always a concern, is them just jumping out in front of you. It's never hit a deer. I have not hit one yet. But watch, now that I've said that, I'm going to hit one, and it's going to be on camera at least. Hey, I'll get a video out of it, and a short out of it at least. I mean, you know, I have to pay a couple $1,000s to repair, depending on what my insurance says, so that won't necessarily be good. But it's really kind of nice just driving around when it's a nice dark area like this. There's a golf course around here, so there isn't as much light, ambient light coming off of houses and neighborhoods and things like that. So it's just a lot darker, looks a lot cooler, I think. I like it a lot better. It's also very hilly. You know, there's a lot of elevation changes. It's just kind of fun. Feels like a roller coaster a little bit. So, I gotta say again, I hope you enjoy the commentary that I'm doing. Again, if you don't, let me know, because if people don't like this, I'll just go back to posting the video with just the ambient vehicle noises that I record. So I just typically have either nothing on or the heater, so you hear that. So if you prefer that, let me know. So we're coming up to a light here. I'm hoping it might change by the time I get up there, because it's a kind of a long light. This is not the main road. The main road is the crossroad there. So sometimes I think it's like 25 seconds. It's quite a while. End up sitting here. But again, I like the road. It's dark. There's a lot to see. And it's a lot of fun. Especially, you know, seeing some of the houses as you drive by, or some of the trees or buildings. It's not necessarily a residential area, but it's pretty close. So, and as you can see what I was talking about, this light is pretty long. We're still waiting here, and it's still a green on their end. So, still waiting. Still green for them. So pretty soon here, I'll be wrapping up the commentary for today. Oh, that was a bum. That didn't feel good. I never knew why they had the reflector strips here. They don't anywhere else, and maybe it's to keep the other cars from the other direction going off the road. Not sure. Never seen anyone do that. So today with Cinco de Mayo is also a full moon, so I don't know if you mix Cinco de Mayo and the full moon, if that has anything to do with it, because I do work in healthcare, and things really do go off a little bit more when there's a full moon. I don't know if it's raises blood pressure with tidal forces. I read that sometime years upon years ago. Or, you know, it's just the extra light. It's very strange. It's not vampire. It's not werewolves. I live in a wood enough area that if they had werewolves, I'd know. So I'm going to wrap it up here for the first time. Thank you for listening. Again, let me know if you like it or don't like it. If you do, I'll do it a little bit more, and I'll actually have somewhat of a small post-it note script to talk about instead of me just rambling on about nothing. All right, thank you. I hope I see you in the next one.